About to spend $10,000 on a new bike that might not even make it past 50,000 miles, while these machines are quietly passing 400,000. Mechanics are stunned, riders swear by them, and the best part, they're cheap, proven and built to last forever. Number 10. Suzuki TU250X. In a motorcycle market full of computers, ride modes, and plastic fairings, the TU250X stands proudly as a throwback to simpler, stronger times. This motorcycle has quietly earned a reputation among mechanics and riders alike for being one of the most reliable and beginner-friendly bikes on the road. It is powered by a 249 cubic centimeter air-cooled single-cylinder engine that is fuel-injected for modern reliability, yet old-school in its charm and ease of maintenance. It makes about 16 horsepower and 12 pound-feet of torque, delivering just enough to cruise comfortably through traffic or back roads. The bike weighs just 326 pounds, making it incredibly nimble and approachable for all skill levels. Its 5-speed gearbox shifts smoothly, and its 29-inch seat height allows most riders to flat-foot at stops. The suspension includes basic telescopic forks in the front and twin shocks in the rear, both tuned for comfort on city streets. Braking is managed by a disc up front and a drum in the back, more than adequate given its lightweight design and modest performance. Fuel economy routinely exceeds 80 miles per gallon, and the 3.2-gallon tank stretches range without frequent refueling. Its steel frame is durable, easy to repair, and built to take real-world abuse. You won't find any ride modes or digital distractions here, just an analog speedometer and a choke lever that still does its job every morning. Owners around the world have reported clocking well over 100,000 miles on their 250X, with little more than routine oil changes and chain adjustments. It is popular among couriers, instructors, and rural riders who value trust over tech. Prices on the used market typically range from $2,500 to $3,500, depending on condition. Parts are affordable, widely available, and easy to replace, making it one of the lowest-cost motorcycles to own long-term. If you believe motorcycles should be simple, dependable, and made to last, not loaded with features you never asked for, then this machine will feel like home. And if you're looking for a tougher build with off-road credibility, the next motorcycle on our list has decades of survival under its belt. All the research is done. Now it's up to you to take advantage. If you're finding this valuable, like, comment, and hit subscribe so you don't miss out on the next hidden gem we reveal. Number 9. Kawasaki KLR 650. Few motorcycles have the loyal following or proven endurance of the KLR 650, known as the Go Anywhere, Survive Anything dual sport. This machine has built a cult reputation by doing exactly what expensive adventure bikes promise, but at a fraction of the price. Its heart is a 651 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled single-cylinder engine, delivering approximately 37 horsepower and 33 pound-feet of torque. That may not sound like much, but every ounce of power is tuned for versatility, not speed. Weighing in at around 430 pounds dry, the KLR is no lightweight, but that bulk hides a strong steel frame, generous cargo capacity, and serious suspension travel. It features over 8 inches of front and rear travel with long-stroke damping that handles everything from potholes to rock gardens. Braking is handled by front and rear disc setups, and the tall windscreen helps make long-distance highway stretches more tolerable. The seat height sits near 35 inches, which can be tall for shorter riders, but it offers excellent visibility and control off-road. The KLR's massive 5.8-gallon fuel tank gives it a range of well over 200 miles, and its simplicity makes it ideal for backcountry touring. The carbureted models built through 2007 are especially favored by adventure purists. One mechanical note: check the balancer chain tensioner, affectionately known as the doohickey. Replacing or upgrading it ensures long-term engine stability. Once that's done, these bikes routinely reach 150,000 miles or more without significant work. On the used market, you can find pre-2022 models between $2,500 and $4,000. Their popularity guarantees strong part support, and the aftermarket is massive. Everything from panniers to oversized tanks to upgraded suspension kits is available. The KLR is not fast, and it is definitely not pretty, but it is a machine built for function. From desert trails to mountain roads to flooded city streets, it just keeps moving forward. That is why so many long-distance riders swear by it. and why mechanics nod in respect when one rolls into the shop still running strong. And if you're done with dirt and want something smoother that still runs forever, our next motorcycle brings legendary longevity in a more civilized package. You know the bikes. We know the gear. Tap the description for our rider-tested picks and save yourself the hassle. Number 8. Honda Nighthawk 750. Few motorcycles have earned as much quiet respect as the Nighthawk 750. While never the flashiest or fastest, this machine delivers a rare combination of reliability, comfort, and low maintenance that makes it one of the most dependable long-distance motorcycles ever built. At the core is a 749 cubic centimeter inline four-cylinder engine that produces around 75 horsepower and 47 pound-feet of torque. It is paired with a 5-speed gearbox and delivers smooth, predictable performance, whether in the city or on long highway stretches. One of its most attractive features is the hydraulic valve lifters, which eliminate the need for valve clearance adjustments, something most bikes require every 10 to 15,000 miles. It also comes with a shaft drive instead of a chain, meaning you will never have to clean or adjust a chain again. Weighing in at around 530 pounds, the bike is manageable in traffic and stable on the open road. A 29-inch seat height makes it accessible to most riders, while the upright seating position provides all-day comfort. Suspension duties are handled by traditional telescopic forks up front and dual shocks in the rear, both tuned for smooth, comfortable riding. The braking system features a disc brake in the front and a drum in the rear, more than enough to stop this bike safely under typical riding conditions. Fuel economy hovers around 45 miles per gallon, and the tank holds over 4 gallons, offering solid range before needing to refuel. The Nighthawk 750 was produced with very little change for over a decade, with most examples on the road today built between the early 1990s and the early 2000s. Despite their age, many are still running strong with odometers past 200,000 miles. Used models typically sell between $2,000 and $3,000 depending on condition and mileage, making them a true value in today's market. This bike does not ask for much, and it gives back more than expected. It starts easily, rides smoothly, and requires very little effort to keep in top shape. For riders who want a stress-free, capable machine that just works year after year, this one is a timeless pick. Want something even cheaper to insure and easier to work on? Get ready for a global legend. Number 7. Honda CG125 and CB125. In many parts of the world, the CG125 and CB125 are not just motorcycles, they are lifelines. Designed with rugged simplicity in mind, these small machines have become legendary in countries where roads are rough, fuel is scarce, and mechanics are few and far between. At the center of both models is a 125 cubic centimeter air-cooled single-cylinder engine that produces around 11 horsepower and 8 pound-feet of torque. That might not sound like much, but it is enough to carry a rider, cargo, and sometimes even a passenger, day after day, for hundreds of thousands of miles. What makes the CG and CB125 so resilient is their minimalist design. There are no digital gauges, no traction control, no ride modes, and certainly no fairings to crack. The suspension is basic but effective. Telescopic forks in the front and twin shocks in the rear. Braking systems vary by region and year, but typically consist of a front disc or drum and a rear drum brake. The bikes weigh around 230 pounds, making them incredibly easy to maneuver and repair, even with basic tools. Fuel economy is exceptional, often exceeding 100 miles per gallon, and the small tanks still allow for decent range. Maintenance is simple. Most parts can be replaced in minutes, and engines are often rebuilt with basic hand tools. These bikes are still used daily in parts of Asia, South America, and Africa, where some riders report well over 300,000 miles on machines that are decades old. Used prices vary depending on region, but in the United States market, older imports or survivor bikes can sometimes be found between $1,000 and $2,000. Parts remain easy to find online, and support from global communities is widespread. While they were never meant for high-speed highways, their legendary durability, low running costs, and ease of ownership make them hard to beat. These bikes are perfect for learning, commuting, or simply owning a motorcycle that will never ask for much. They may be small, but their track record is anything but. Of course, not everyone wants to ride something that small, so let's go slightly bigger, but just as bulletproof. Number 6. Suzuki D. R650. Built to endure punishment, the Dr. 650 stands as one of the most proven and respected dual-sport motorcycles in the world. It is designed with simplicity in mind, and that's exactly what makes it nearly impossible to kill. At the heart of the machine is an air-cooled 4-stroke single-cylinder engine with a displacement of 644 cubic centimeters. This engine produces around 43 horsepower and 38 pound-feet of torque, delivered smoothly through a 5-speed transmission. With no radiator, no fuel injection, and no electronic complications, it offers raw mechanical reliability few modern bikes can match. The suspension is designed for real-world riding, offering 10.2 inches of front travel through a conventional telescopic fork and 10.4 inches of rear travel through a link-type shock absorber. The braking system includes a single disc brake on both the front and rear wheels. Weighing just 366 pounds dry, it remains easy to manage whether you're riding through the woods or weaving through city traffic. Its 34.8-inch seat height may be tall for some, but off-road riders benefit from the added ground clearance and aggressive stance. This motorcycle is especially popular among long-distance riders and international travelers who require simplicity, ease of maintenance, and worldwide parts availability. Unlike water-cooled machines, it eliminates the risk of overheating from a failed fan or leaking radiator. And with its kickstand safety switch, engine decompression system, and electric start, it remains user-friendly without sacrificing durability. Owners regularly report these machines surpassing 150,000 miles with minimal repairs. Oil changes, chain adjustments, and occasional valve checks are typically all that's needed. Because of this, it is common to find clean used examples for between $3,000 and $4,500 on the used market. Mechanics often point to the Dr. 650 as one of the most overbuilt motorcycles still in production. Whether you're commuting to work or crossing continents, it simply keeps running. It may not have the flash of a modern adventure bike, but it has something far more important: time-tested toughness and honest mechanical design. But maybe you want something with more style and smoother power. The next bike on our list delivers both without the high price tag. Number 5. Suzuki SV650. Sporty, reliable, and astonishingly affordable, the SV650 has earned its reputation as one of the most dependable V-twin motorcycles ever made. Its liquid-cooled 4-stroke 90-degree V-twin engine delivers a displacement of 645 cubic centimeters, producing 75 horsepower and 47 pound-feet of torque. It offers performance that thrills without overburdening the rider. Smooth, responsive, and extremely forgiving, this bike balances fun with practicality in a way few others can. Its chassis includes a steel trellis frame that delivers excellent feedback without being harsh. Suspension duties are handled by a front telescopic fork and a rear monoshock, both of which are adjustable on most models. Braking is strong and reliable, with dual disc brakes up front and a single disc at the rear. The curb weight is around 435 pounds, and with a seat height of 31 inches, it is accessible to a broad range of riders. These qualities make it an excellent entry point for newer riders and an enjoyable platform for seasoned ones alike. Where the SV650 really shines, though, is in its longevity. Many owners report their bikes hitting over 100,000 miles with only basic maintenance. Valve clearance intervals are generous. Oil changes are simple, and the clutch often lasts beyond 70,000 miles. Even riders who use the bike for track days or spirited canyon runs find it refuses to quit. On the used market, clean examples of the pre-2016 model can be found for between $3,000 and $4,000, depending on condition and mileage. Its popularity means that parts are readily available, and the aftermarket offers endless options for upgrades, from suspension improvements to custom bodywork. This bike's versatility cannot be overstated. It can be a commuter, a weekend canyon carver, a touring machine, or even a race bike with the right modifications. It does not demand much from the rider, yet always delivers far more than expected. Not into sport standards? Then stay tuned, because the next motorcycle in our countdown is a Japanese cruiser that outlasts the Harley it was designed to dethrone. Number 4. Honda Shadow 750. This cruiser has become a legend for riders who want a motorcycle that simply works day after day, mile after mile. It is powered by a 745 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled V-twin engine, producing roughly 44 horsepower and 47 pound-feet of torque. That power may not set any speed records, but it is smooth, steady, and built for the long haul. Backed by a 5-speed transmission and a shaft final drive, it is a true low-maintenance cruiser. The frame is steel, sturdy, and designed for stability at highway speeds. Suspension duties are handled by a set of conventional front forks with over 4 inches of travel and twin rear shocks that can be preload adjusted. It rides on cast alloy wheels with a disc brake up front and a drum brake at the rear. At 419 pounds dry, it is light for a cruiser, which makes it easier to maneuver in parking lots or through slow traffic. The seat height is just 25.7 inches, making it one of the most approachable midsize cruisers available for riders of all sizes. The fuel tank holds 3.7 gallons, and riders often report getting 50 miles per gallon or more, giving it a comfortable cruising range of nearly 200 miles between fill-ups. What really sets this motorcycle apart is its reputation for longevity. There are well-documented cases of riders surpassing 200,000 miles on their machines with nothing more than regular oil changes, spark plugs, and chain or shaft inspections. It has been a favorite of both beginners and seasoned riders alike, thanks to its ease of use, durable construction, and old-school cruiser styling. On the used market, the Shadow 750 can often be found between $2,800 to $3,500 depending on mileage and condition. The model has stayed relatively consistent in design over the years, making parts widely available and affordable. It does not beg for upgrades. It does not require constant attention. It is simply a dependable machine that does its job without complaint. But if you want a bike that can climb a mountain, ford a stream, and still get you home for dinner, the next machine on our list is built to do exactly that. Want more bikes like these that defy the odds? Subscribe now so you get the inside scoop on motorcycles that really deliver, and at a price that won't make you second-guess your purchase. Number 3. Yamaha XT225 and XT250. For riders who want a motorcycle that can do it all without breaking down or breaking the bank, the XT series delivers. Whether you are trail riding in the backcountry, commuting in the city, or navigating remote terrain halfway around the world, this lightweight dual sport has earned a reputation for being the ultimate go-anywhere, do-anything machine. Powered by a 223 or 249 cubic centimeter air-cooled single-cylinder engine, depending on the year and model, this bike produces around 19 horsepower and 15 pound-feet of torque. It is carbureted, not fuel-injected, and its simplicity is exactly what gives it the edge in harsh environments. Riders who depend on their bike for remote transport favor machines like this for their easy diagnosis, minimal parts, and legendary dependability. The bike weighs approximately 270 pounds dry, making it extremely easy to handle for beginners and smaller riders. Suspension travel is ample with over 8 inches up front and nearly 7 inches in the rear. It rolls on a 21-inch front and 18-inch rear wheel combination. Ideal for off-road traction and trail performance. The braking system includes a front disc and a rear drum, simple and effective without being over-engineered. With a fuel tank of 2.3 gallons and fuel efficiency often exceeding 70 miles per gallon, the XT is capable of delivering well over 150 miles on a single tank. Its low seat height, coming in under 32 inches, gives it excellent accessibility while maintaining ground clearance. Owners have routinely pushed these bikes beyond 150,000 miles, especially in regions like South America, rural Asia, and remote parts of Australia, where mechanical support is limited and reliability is critical. Even in the harshest terrain, the XT keeps running. Prices for these bikes range from $2,500 to $4,000 depending on condition and year. Parts are available through Yamaha dealerships and aftermarket suppliers, and thanks to its long production run, even older models can be kept running for decades. If you are looking for a bike that can survive the world's worst roads and still take you home safely, this one might be your forever machine. If rugged utility and unbeatable toughness sound appealing, the next bike on this list takes that philosophy to the extreme. Number 2. Honda Super Cub. No motorcycle in the world has earned the trust of more riders than the CE90, better known as the Super Cub. It is the most produced motor vehicle in history with over 100 million units built since the late 1950s. What makes this machine so remarkable is not just its global reach, it is the fact that it was designed to be nearly indestructible. Whether in the hills of Vietnam, the alleys of Bangkok, or the back roads of Mexico, the Super Cub just keeps going. It is powered by a small but efficient 4-stroke engine, typically around 89 cubic centimeters, producing roughly 8 horsepower and 5 pound-feet of torque. That might sound modest, but this little bike can haul loads, climb hills, and cross cities without a hiccup. Its top speed is around 50 miles per hour, which is more than enough for local travel and short rural trips. The transmission is a 3-speed semi-automatic, which means no clutch lever, making it extremely easy to ride even for first-timers. What makes it even more compelling is its legendary fuel efficiency. Riders consistently report fuel economy figures close to 200 miles per gallon. The fuel tank is small, just under 1 gallon, but the range is exceptional. The suspension is basic with telescopic forks up front and dual shocks at the rear. Drum brakes at both ends provide sufficient stopping power for the speeds it can reach. Weighing in at only 180 pounds, it is easy to maneuver, lift, and store. In places like Southeast Asia, Africa, and Central America, it is not uncommon to see Super Cubs still running after 300,000 miles with only routine maintenance. Parts are extremely cheap and widely available. In most regions, you can buy a clean, used example for anywhere between $1,000 and $2,000. For anyone looking for the lowest possible cost of ownership with the highest real-world durability, this little machine is hard to beat. It may not roar, it may not lean through twisties, but it absolutely delivers where it counts. If you want something you can ride daily, fix cheaply, and trust completely, look no further. And if you are searching for one final machine that hides real performance inside an affordable package, the next and final bike on our list is waiting. Number 1. Yamaha FZ6. Some motorcycles make a statement with looks, others with speed, but the FZ6 does it with silence because few riders expect a sport touring bike this affordable to last well past 200,000 miles. Based on detuned components from the R6 sport bike, the FZ6 features a 4-cylinder liquid-cooled engine with a displacement of 598 cubic centimeters. It delivers roughly 98 horsepower and 44 pound-feet of torque, making it one of the most powerful machines on this list. That engine is mated to a 6-speed gearbox and wrapped in an aluminum frame that keeps weight to a manageable 475 pounds wet. The dual front disc brakes and single rear disc offer strong and confident stopping power. Suspension consists of standard telescopic forks in the front and a preload adjustable monoshock at the rear. With a seat height around 31 inches, it strikes a comfortable balance between sport and touring ergonomics. Riders love the FZ6 for its all-purpose character. It is fast when you want it to be, relaxed when you need it to be, and shockingly cheap to own. Used models from the 2004 to 2009 range typically sell between $2,800 and $4,000. And because it shares many parts with the R6, aftermarket and replacement components are readily available. Mechanics praise it for its build quality and reliability. As long as you keep up with oil changes, chain maintenance, and valve checks, the FZ6 will keep running almost indefinitely. Many owners have logged well over 200,000 miles on original engines, and some examples have even gone farther without major repairs. It is not flashy, and it is often overlooked by riders chasing newer models with higher price tags, but that is exactly what makes it one of the smartest buys on the used market. With the performance of a true sport bike and the comfort of a touring machine, this motorcycle proves that durability and excitement can live in the same garage. We appreciate you watching. If you learned something new or found a bike you're considering, hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to stay in the loop. Your support makes all the difference.